Romeo and Juliet, a love stronger than hate.
In the city of Verona lived two powerful and respected families, the Montagues and the Capulets. But their hatred had lasted so long that no one truly remembered its origin. The streets of Verona were often disturbed by their quarrels. Servants provoked each other, young men fought, and the people lived in fear of new conflicts. One day, the Prince of Verona ordered peace. He vowed to punish severely anyone who dared to disturb the city's order again, yet anger still burned in their hearts. Romeo, a dreamy young man from the Montague family, often wandered through the streets. He searched for love, but found only loneliness and melancholy. Meanwhile, Juliet, the only daughter of the Capulets, grew up sheltered from the world. Beautiful, gentle, and intelligent, she knew nothing yet of passion. One evening, the Capulets held a grand ball. The musicians played, torches glowed, and guests laughed and danced. Romeo decided to attend in secret, hidden under a mask. He only wished to observe, not to cause trouble. It was there, among the laughter and music, that their eyes met. In that instant, time seemed to stop. Romeo saw in Juliet a new light. Juliet felt her heart beat with a force she had never known. Without knowing who they truly were, they fell in love. A love born in silence, destined to defy the hatred of two families. That night, Verona witnessed the birth of an impossible love. After the ball, Romeo could think of nothing but Juliet. Her image filled his mind. Her gaze illuminated his dreams. He did not yet know she belonged to the enemy family. That same night, he slipped quietly into the Capulet garden. The moon softly lit the sleeping house. Beneath a balcony, he saw Juliet. She was gazing at the stars, her heart still stirred by their meeting. Fate had brought them together. Their hearts spoke the same language, that of pure and sincere love. They knew, however, that this love was impossible, yet the more they thought of separation, the stronger their passion grew. In the days that followed, they met in secret. Each meeting was stolen from time and hatred. They spoke little, for words were no longer needed. Silence was enough to express what their souls felt. Then Romeo decided to seal their love. With the help of a kind monk, they married in secret. This hidden marriage symbolized the hope of reconciliation between their families. For a moment, everything seemed possible. The whole world felt softer. But in the heart of Verona, hatred had not disappeared. The shadow of conflict was already growing, ready to destroy their fragile happiness. One day, a violent quarrel broke out in the streets of Verona. Members of both families provoked each other. Words turned to shouts, and shouts to the clash of swords. Romeo tried to calm the anger. He no longer wanted violence. But fate decided otherwise. His friend was killed before his eyes. Overcome with grief and rage, Romeo avenged his death. That act sealed his fate. The prince banished him from Verona for shedding blood. Romeo had to flee the city, leaving Juliet in sadness and fear. Their love became a torment. They could no longer see each other nor love freely. Yet, despite the distance, their bond remained strong. Each night, their thoughts met in silence. Juliet's father decided to marry her to a nobleman, but her heart belonged to Romeo. Desperate, she went to see the monk who had united them. Together they imagined a daring plan. Juliet would drink a potion that would plunge her into a deep sleep. Everyone would believe her dead, and she would be laid in the family tomb. Later, Romeo would come to find her, and they would flee together. Juliet accepted without hesitation. That night, she drank the potion and fell into a death-like sleep. The next morning, the entire house was in turmoil. The Capulets wept for their daughter, not knowing she was still alive. But the message meant for Romeo never arrived. A messenger lost his way, and the truth was never delivered. When Romeo heard the news, he believed Juliet was dead. Despair consumed him. Romeo secretly returned to Verona. He entered the Capulet tomb, his heart shattered. Before Juliet's motionless body, he saw no more hope. He took the hand of the one he loved and whispered his final goodbye. Then he drank the poison he had kept with him. His heart stopped beside hers in eternal silence. Moments later, Juliet awoke from her sleep. She found Romeo lifeless at her side. Grief overcame fear. She took his dagger and joined the one she loved. When the families discovered the tragedy, their sorrow was immense. They finally understood that their hatred had destroyed what was most pure. Thus, through their love and their death, Romeo and Juliet united what anger had torn apart, and in the city of Verona, peace at last returned.